right, so there's an absolute million ways that I wanted to do this. This is my 2019 recap. First, I want to start with it's been an amazing year. I've met some really amazing people through YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook combined, and a lot of that has always kind of reverted back to my YouTube channel. I've grown to about a little over 300 subscribers. I started collecting in August of 2018, so 2019 was my first full year of collecting. So starting the year off, I had maybe a couple of slab cards, and I mean probably less than 10. And now I'm up to probably over 150. There are some that I'm just not logging in because they're cards that I'm going to sell or trade. So that's why I'm a little fuzzy on the number. I met my goal of collecting 500 individual Tony Gwynn cards, and it's still something that I'm working on. So that's been a big part of the PC collection. I've gotten carried away with Tatis Mania, and as you'll see as I go through some of these cards, that has been absolutely amazing, and I'm super excited about the baseball season, as I think all of us are, and I just can't wait to start seeing guys out there for spring training. I made a huge move from Hawaii to California as a part of my transition from military life to civilian life. So 2019 has been a really, really big year. So let me go over some of the cards that I've picked up for you. Okay, so I had my idea of trying to trying to follow Mike O's lead. I really liked the way that he had done his separation of cards on big pickups, whether they were pack pulls or stuff like that. So if you haven't seen Mike O's video, go ahead and take a look. But I just after looking at the content that I was gonna end up having if I went that route, I've said this before, my pack luck isn't very good. So even in breaks and stuff like that, I just haven't really gotten a lot of stuff. So I'm just gonna go through the cards. Like this, right? So the first one I'm going to show is my venture into vintage, right? So this is an SGC Mickey Mantle 4 or 50 by the SGC grading scale. And I've said this before, but I do want to get this reslabbed. I just think I will definitely get more into vintage in 2020. It's so amazing the following that vintage cards have, rightfully so. I mean, it feels great to even hold this Mickey Mantle. It's a beautiful card. It's not high grade, but I am extremely excited to own it, and I will definitely be getting some more vintage. So another Mantle that I got was a 58 Topps All-Star. I believe this is the first of the All-Star cards that were created. And I may get this one crossed over to an SGC and get this one recased with the new casing. I just really like it. So a couple other big pickups. So I jumped on the Luis Arias train, mostly because of Fillington's advice. Anytime you see a guy like this that's just a crazy good hitter, and brings Tony Gwynn-like qualities to baseball, it's something that, as a Padre fan, I can really get behind. So I went and got one of his Bowman autos. Yelich, this guy just tore it up. Funny story about him is at the beginning of last baseball season, the 2019 season, I started buying a couple of Yelich's because I was like, oh man, this guy's stock has got to rise. And it really, really didn't catch on at the beginning of the year, even though he started to continue his dominance from the 2018 season that did carry over into the 2019 season. His hobby just didn't catch on, but I stayed with it. I wish I would have bought more of his stuff, but this one came back at 10, and I'm absolutely proud to own it. So this was a card I had in raw form. I sold my raw because it wasn't going to 10, and I went out and I picked up this 10. So happy to own this one. I really wish I would have gotten the Gatorade Bath SSP when it was a better price, but I think we all have collector regrets. So this is another really big one. I bought this one raw. I paid pretty much high market value on a raw, and it came back a 10. So really excited about that. So because of what I paid for it, really didn't make a whole lot of money, but that really wasn't the point. I really wanted to own this one or the gold, and we'll keep that for a long, long time. So I bought this one in a lot. The guy let it go because it was a 9, and I'm thinking of cracking it out and sending it to BGS because I just don't see how it could be a 9. It was submitted through a reputable submitter that does a very good job. Clay Cards, right? It does a very good job of screening cards, and when he just couldn't figure out why it got. So it's numbered to 25, number 7 of 25. He couldn't figure out why it got a 9. I just don't think it deserves a 9 at all. There's nothing on this card that jumps out and screams it should be lower to a 9 as a modern card. You want to get that grade. So this is another really cool card that I picked up throughout the year, along with this one here, the purple and the chrome. I'd love to get the chrome refractor, but prices on Tatis are just skyrocketing. Okay, so a lot of my pickups are going to be based off of this card right here and my chase for the Tatis Rainbow. So if you'll excuse me for pretty much flipping through the same card a million times over, but 10, a 9, and then this foil one just came in, my sub from Wax Pack Nation, so extremely happy to own that one. And then there's 3 pinks. I'll go over every one. And so the only reason I'm doing this is because a lot of folks have asked for me to kind of do a showcase of some of my Tatis. And individually in videos I've done that, but here's a few of them. Most of them all together now. So here's the Prism, Chrome base, a X-Fractor, and another X-Fractor, right? Here's that 8 that we talked about. Just a lesson learned, got to pay attention. Pete Alonso. This one here comes with a little bit of a story. So this one, I saw it at, not this particular card, but I saw a raw version at a show in Hawaii, and it was just pretty dinged up, and the guy wanted pretty high value for it. I think he wanted 80. So I just went onto eBay and I found this amazing looking 6.5. I mean, it looks great. I think the coloring could probably be better, definitely on the back. But for a 6.5, it looks awesome, and it's Tony Gwynn's first card. It's his minor league card, and I am extremely happy to own it. It's definitely one of my 500 plus individual Tony Gwynn cards. Amazing, glad to have it in the collection. So big card. One of the Instagrammers that I follow, he's doing this quest for most of the gold cards out of the highly rated rookies from every year, and I kind of got that little bug where I just started to go after people's gold rookie cards, and happy to own that Mookie. So this one, I paid high market value at the time, almost at its peak. And because of that, this is a card that I will definitely have to keep for a long time. But I think it's got a bright future, and getting it in a 10 is amazing. All right, moving along. I did come up with my first Mike Trout rookie. I got this one via a trade and some PayPal. So happy to own it. I sold some of my gear as I was transitioning out of the Marine Corps, and I used that money to buy my very first Mike Trout rookie. So I do have a 2011 Topps update that is currently at PSA. All right, so other highlights and notables from my Tatis variations. I do have a couple of 10s. Most of my stuff has come back 9s on the paper stuff. Chrome stuff I've done pretty well, but these are 2 paper 10s that I had that I got, and both of them I am extremely happy to own, and they won't be going anywhere. So this is part of my 9 collection out of the rainbow. So lots of 9s here. Is my Independence Day, my blue Father's Day variation, my pink Mother's Day variation, and the big dog, the camo. So definitely happy to own these, even in a 9. No regrets at all. These are all that I got all of these raw and submitted them myself. So I'm happy and proud of that. So I do have a base auto BGS. I really would like to continue to pursue a PSA 10 in this. I just prefer the PSA. I know that a lot of people feel that BGS kind of corners the market on First Bowman Chrome autos, but I would love to see this in a PSA slab as a 10, but unfortunately, because the corner's got a 9, it probably, and with my luck, would come back a 9, and I would kind of be bummed at that. And here is the big dog. So this was my absolute #1 best pickup of the year. I traded a Juan Soto refractor auto Bowman Chrome for this card, and he also threw in a Heritage High Action variation, and that one's at PSA right now. But very proud to own this one. Same with the last card. I'd love to have this in a PSA 10 versus the BGS, but those are just future, maybe 2020 goals. But I'll kind of go over that stuff later. Some of the raw ones that are back here. A Diamond Icons Tatis, CJ Abrams Blue Wave, my gold Chrome, which it has some service issues, so I probably won't send it off to PSA because I think it may even get an 8. That wouldn't be cool. My first Manny Machado autograph, so that was pretty cool. I'm still chasing a Manny Machado autograph rookie, but... All right, so those were the notable cards from 2019. Definitely happy to have added to the collection, and I never would have expected at the start of 2019 to have accumulated the collection of slabs and just Tatis cards in general that I've accumulated. But I'm very happy to the direction that the collection is heading, and for the Padres, I'm happy for the team. It's always good to have some excitement surrounding the team if they don't make enough moves or anything like that. It's kind of a bah humbug deal when your team's just not making the moves that you'd like them to make, or the prospects just aren't panning out and stuff like that. But I am super excited about 2020. It's been amazing getting to know everybody on here, Instagram and Facebook. So I really appreciate everybody watching my channel. Commenting and interacting has been awesome. So please continue to do that, and I will do my best to return the favor and watch as much of your channels as possible. I tell you, it's tough though, because everybody's got videos, and I've been using the watch later list, and I think I've been doing a little bit better job of going back and watching my watch later list, but sometimes life can get pretty overwhelming, and I don't always make or view as much content as I would like to. All right, so Happy New Year, and happy collecting in 2020, folks. Thanks for watching.